The fossil fuel industry is booking record high profits in 2022, which is a product of Russia's war on Ukraine, reducing supply. So basically, in layman's language, as you've just said, someone's making a big quid. Now, here's the guts of it. If you're not sitting down, sit down, he'll fall over. The research that Tim Buckley has done establishes that the 5 super majors, Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Total and BP, report a combined global net profit of more than $60 billion US, that's 87 billion Australian dollars, in the second quarter of this calendar year alone. And Tim, your argument, which will raise the anger of these big outfits, is that they're making very little contribution to government revenue.
In Australia.
Yeah, in Australia.
And we're interested in Australia. So those profit numbers you mentioned are their global profits. Yep. We're interested in Australian profits, hence why I'm referencing the Australian Tax Office figures. These companies make record high profits. Now is the perfect time to actually tighten up and resource and empower the ATO and close these loopholes that they're effectively transferring all of their Australian profits offshore into tax havens. They're using the debt markets, they're using financing mechanisms, but at the end of the day, they're clearly making money out of Australian resources, and I think they should be made to pay.
And you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. I mean, just repeating the point, fossil fuel giants, which are operating in Australia, and Tim Buckley's made this point, which include ExxonMobil, Peabody, you mentioned them before, Yancoal, Australia Pacific, LNG, have paid zero corporate tax in the last 7 years. Now, Tim Buckley's not making the figures up. This is from the Australian Tax Office data, 2014 to 2020. No tax on a collective $228 billion of revenue. Now, is there anyone in Canberra who's capable of getting their head around this and doing something?
Well, the good news is Jim Chalmers, the Treasurer, has actually called for an inquiry into it. And we have actually seen in the last couple of years, Josh Frydenberg finally woke up to how big this rort was. And he had actually been pushing the ATO. And we have seen a couple of settlements. I'm expecting a very big settlement from the ATO in the next couple of weeks. These settlements have been with Rio, with BHP, with Chevron, for things like Singapore marketing hubs, transferring the commodities that they're produced in Australia. They sell them via Singapore and all the profit gets booked there, or some of the profit gets booked there. Now, the AFR actually just called out the ACCC report and named that one of the big multinationals is transferring all of their gas off to Singapore today. Now, that should be illegal. It's just called transfer pricing. There should be tax paid on it in Australia, and there should be penalties for these sort of rules.
I mean,